Right, so I'm just at Carrington today, hidden in the bush as per, seeing what's going on in training. There's just something in my way, this big rock in my way. Oh, hang on, it's not a rock, it's Stephen Alson. Hiya, Alson, what are you doing here?
Hey, this is my bush. I don't know if I told you that this wasn't my bush. You need to come and get a grip of it. Thinking you're in my bleeding bush and it's your bush, you mad. There's Axel Tuanzebe. That is a man that I'm expecting to feature against CSKA Moscow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I'm not expecting it. I'm hoping for it, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I was going to say, hope more than expectation. I'd like to see that, though.
There's so little on the line here in this game, isn't there? Like, we've just not got to lose, like, 7-0.
Right, now this is where I thought I was missing something, because in the last game, everyone was freaking out, like it was the worst thing in the world when we lost the last game in the Champions League, and I was thinking, hang on a minute, are we not still in a position where, unless we lose 4-0, we're through? And
not only, even in that scenario, mate, I think we still go through as top.
No, that's what I'm saying, yeah. We actually need to lose by 4 goals to not
just
finish
to come
top.
second, yeah, and then, like, it's pretty complicated, but at the end of the day, as long as we don't get, like, record spanking, we're through, and we're probably top, so, like, why not risk? I mean, you don't even have to risk anything, because they've got to massively come for us. Why don't you just play a lot of fringe players and see what happens? I'd love to see Michael Carrick back in the mix, actually, as well, because he said a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
I'd love to see it happen. Is he well again now, Carrick?
Yeah, said a couple of weeks ago, so you would hope that means a couple of weeks. I mean, I'm no professional medical expert, you may have noticed.
I'm always interested in the drills that they're doing. It just seems like it's very simple at times, though, doesn't it?
We're never here for the proper drills, though. We're only ever here for this nonsense, which is just like that dicking about in the first 10 minutes.
Good little finish, that, if he meant to do that.
Who else we got here? There we go. There's the number 3 goalkeeper in the world, followed by the number 2 goalkeeper in the world. Is the number 1 goalkeeper in the world going to make an appearance in training?
Hey, tell you what, do you reckon he'll play tonight? It'll be a Romero, won't it, playing against CSKA?
I think he's already said it, Jose. He's getting
Has
arrested.
He really?
The guy's getting arrested. And that's what, before everyone dives in the comments going mad at me, that's what Jose said earlier, is Romero's the best goalkeeper in the world, Pereira's the 2nd best goalkeeper in the world, and De Gea's the 3rd. So I think De Gea's just getting that game time to just build him back up to, to being able to compete with Romero, clearly.
Of course.
If you had to pick another sport for David De Gea, what would you pick?
Swimming.
Different.
Swimming. He's long.
I don't think he's not got the broad shoulders, though, as a swimmer.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Because they always have, like, a bit of width on them shoulders, don't they?
Squash.
Right. I got another question for you then. Rojo. If you had to pick a sport for Rojo.
Cage fighting.
I think Thai boxing.
Yeah. Seems a bit of a mentalist.
Yeah, alright.
A lot of them are, though, aren't they? Remember when he first signed and he had all that going on in court? He'd apparently held a bottle to his neighbour's neck or something.
Well, sometimes you've got to hold the bottle to your neighbour's neck, guys. That's the top bottom of it, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's why the police
are telling me you've never felt like holding a bottle to a neighbour's neck?
No, I've certainly felt that way.
What about Romelu Lukaku? What other sport could you see him doing?
I'm not sure.
Not synchronised swimming?
Equestrian.
Controversial, Gary.
You know what I meant.
What about Jesse Lingardinho? What do you see him doing?
Could you class dancing as a sport?
Yeah, I think dancing's in the Olympics, isn't it? We're in an Olympic year, kind of. Well, season, I suppose.
Give him that. You know what I love? I love learning about youth culture through Man United players. I didn't have a clue what a Millie Rock was until the other day.
Nope, I still don't, mate. I don't listen to any music outside of about 1998.
I love the way Luke Shaw's just like covering a little bit of his face. He's just trying to keep his head down and hope no one notices him.
What he wants to do is just sort of almost make it so Jose Mourinho doesn't see him and maybe he won't be forced to play him at some point.
Yeah. Who's this lad? Where do you play? Left back, right? We'll stick you in.
Paul Pogba misses the derby then, confirmed.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Need to get a bit of this. The handshakes are always impressive. No, yeah, it's gutting. It's massively gutting, and it's one of them where you won't realise just how important it is until the actual day comes. At Arsenal, you're just still buzzing after the result, but
it took the jam out of my Arsenal donut. If I'm being
really
honest, yeah.
That's Andy Murray's brother.
Is he English or is he Scottish?
I have not got a clue. Is Andy Murray Scottish or is he British?
How successful he is at the time, I think, wasn't it?
That's a very good point. He looks English. He's got that smug English grin.
Yeah, could be a proper Scottish thing, that.
Why is he at United? I didn't know. Is Andy Murray a United fan too?
I don't know.
Can we claim some success on it? Get him on Full-Time Devils, hey, there it is.
Have you ever seen him interviewed? I leave more personality in a toilet, mate.
The most monotone man in the world. Good for a fan cam though. He'd be like that anti-Andy Tate.
My eyes have gone all funny. Whoa. There we go. What's going on here?
You know what's good? It's good when they're having a laugh around the boss.
Yeah. I don't see anyone like kneeling down behind him and pushing him over though. That might be taking it too far. I think that's when you know you're properly able to chill out around the boss, isn't it?
We did to my year 10 PE teacher.
Who's that there? The other keeper in the blue.
I don't know actually.
Is that O'Hara?
I'm not as clued up in my youth team reserve keepers as you are, I imagine.
We got a promotion there, that's. McTominay, expect him to feature. In fact, Michael Carrick's not even here, is he? Or I haven't seen him if he is.
Right, I'm not being funny. I don't want to sound.
You've not been funny in all the time I've known you, Gary.
I don't want to sound like Yadar here, but you see the snuds and all that. I completely get it when it's freezing. It's not even cold.
Guys, it's pretty cold, like.
It's not even that cold. It's not. I've not worn my big coat yet. I've worn my big coat once at the football.
I've worn it a couple of times. It's cold, guys.
I'm not having it, mate.
It's proper cold.
They're all fannies.
I went sideways, driving past not past, but near our house the other day. Went proper sideways down a little avenue. I was like, whoa, icy. You don't get that when it's warm, Gary.
Close call. We were nearly rid of him.
Who's this here with a massive ball bag?
So who that? I'm trying to think who is it that fella looks like who's walking towards the
bush.
Joe Pesci.
Is that it?
Big ball bag, isn't it? Champions League ball bag. Swapped it for a smaller bag. Don't know it's any smaller bag. Oh, well, what's going on here? Jose Mourinho and Ruth.
Looks like he's just walking off in a huff, doesn't he?
Going for a walk.
Fuck this.
Is that everyone? That's everybody who played against Arsenal, I think. No, it's not, because Tuan Zabi's there. So is
that everyone who's playing against CSKA?
I don't know, 3. Yeah, it could be. Could be.
There's your team, confirmed. You heard it here first on Full-Time Devils.
There's a lot of players that did feature against Arsenal there, though. You would expect a lot of players that are about to feature. Now, this is it. If we go through this, like, yeah, there's a lot that the manager said is injured. But, 4 goalkeepers.
I want to see Zlatan starting soon. I understand not wanting to risk him too much, but I want to see Zlatan starting at some point very soon.
I honestly thought this was the game for him. I thought he was going to... He wasn't in the team at all at weekend. I thought he's getting a full night here. That's the dance, isn't it? But supposedly he's been in a bit of pain during training, so maybe he's not.
Gutted.
What are we doing here, then? What are we doing here? Cones have grown since I was a lad. They didn't used to be that big.
That's a very good point, actually. They have got a bit taller, haven't they?
Way up. Spinning around here like that. Says Ruth Farrier just taking the order for the Chinese that we're having afterwards. It's a very important part of the job as an assistant manager. I don't think that geezer needed to point back to the line there, did he? I mean, like, where else was he going? Was he just going to wander off?
That way. To be fair, he's Probably just for Phil Jones.
See what he does this time. See what he does this time. Oh,
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm back to the line, right? Oh, yeah.
Make
Cool.
sure you go back.
All right, nice one. Sure, he's probably got a master's degree for that.
They're not that thick.
He said, let's compare that to the pointing over at this side and see what the pointing's going on over this side.
This is why this lot are in a chaos. There's no pointing. Not enough pointing.
Not enough pointing. This guy walking around like he's an extra from Godfather 3 with his hands behind his back. What's going on there?
What are you doing?
Who we got here then? Ander Herrera, Zlatan,
Could be the bench.
Philip Blind, Rashford. Could be. Could well be. It's weird how they separate them like this just for the Champions League sort of squads. He's not getting full activation on those stretches there. That absolutely takes a piss. Let's have a look what we're doing here. Someone's lost the contact.
Luke Shaw don't want to do it because of his massive fucking ass. Right, I have to apologise for that because I know that he watches the videos. I'm sorry, Luke.
He's got a big bump.
I actually, yeah.
It's the base of power.
I admire your large area.
Bill Jones, just something about new pack of crayons he's got. We've missed Phil Jones actually a little bit lately.
Don't.
Well, I'm still going to rip him because he doesn't look like the brightest button in the box, does he?
I think it's the chin. It's the chin that does it.
What, that it's always wet? Oh, it looks like he's making a noise permanently, even if he's not, and it's just like often looking off into the distance, and you just think there's a
like it's just white noise constantly.
Yeah, just a noise. Like he's confused, but no one's asked him anything. Like Luke Shaw's he's propping it just underneath his snoz, innit, and then keeping it around the back of his head.
Trying to cover his face. That's all it is. Don't want anyone to notice him. So that was us from the bush. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Halson, quick score.
I said 4-2 on our preview, and I'm going to stick with it. I think they've got to come and attack us, and I think they'll be successful in doing so, even though Romero usually gets a nice clean sheet. But I think we're going to be good enough to get the job done and get our usual 4 goals.
I think it'll be good fun. Looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing loads of players that I've not seen yet. Well, maybe a few. I reckon 3-1. That's my score prediction. Right, guys, thanks very much for watching us on BUSHCAM. Get in the comments below if you want. Give us a subscribe as well. Trying to reach 500,000 before the season's out. And we'll see you next time. Laters.